Welcome to the Deep Dive Literature Podcast. We take a deep dive into listener-provided material.
And we come back up with the most interesting stuff, the connections.
Yeah. So today we are diving into the beginning of the Odyssey by Homer.
Which is a classic.
It really is. For those of you who are studying this epic, we'll be highlighting some key elements.
That might give you an edge in your next essay.
That's right. But even if you aren't in school right now, you'll probably still enjoy this.
Definitely. Everyone can relate to the themes of resilience and,
Family?
yes, and longing for home. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the Deep Dive channel.
For more insightful explorations. Now let's embark on this epic adventure.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so Homer's The Odyssey actually starts years after the Trojan War.
Yeah, it doesn't start at the beginning of Odysseus's journey.
Right. Most of the Greek heroes are already home.
But Odysseus, he's missing.
Yeah, he's stranded, kind of comfortably though,
I guess you could say that.
on the island of Ogygia with the nymph Calypso.
Yeah, she's holding him captive there. So this is the main conflict of the story.
It is.
The desire to go home versus the obstacles in his way.
And some of those obstacles are divine.
Oh, yeah. We get to see the gods on Mount Olympus, and they are having a lively discussion.
They are. And Zeus is talking about human folly.
Using Aegisthus and Agamemnon as an example.
Yes. It's just this murdered Agamemnon.
That's right. And it kind of foreshadows what might happen to Odysseus.
If he ever gets back to Ithaca.
Exactly. And we also get to see Athena and Poseidon, and they have such different views.
They really do. Athena really wants Odysseus to come home.
Yeah, she reminds everyone how brave and pious he's been.
She does. But Poseidon, oh man, he is mad.
He is. Odysseus blinded his son, the Cyclops Polyphemus.
I mean, that's understandable, right?
I guess so, but, Poseidon wants revenge, and all of this divine intervention really affects Odysseus.
Yeah, these are obstacles that a regular human couldn't deal with.
Definitely not. And Athena's a problem solver.
She is. What is she
Yeah.
too?
She comes up with a plan to help Odysseus get home, and it involves his son, Telemachus.
Telemachus. He's stuck at home in Ithaca dealing with his own problems.
Yeah, like those suitors vying for his mom's hand in marriage.
Penelope.
Yes. They're so disrespectful.
And they're eating all his food.
That's right.
Telemachus is in a tough spot.
He is, but then Athena shows up.
Disguised as Mentes.
Yeah, a Taphian chief.
Yeah,
And she gives Telemachus some key advice.
she does. What does she tell him?
Well, first, she says he needs to challenge the suitors publicly.
He's got to stand up for himself.
Exactly. And then she says, maybe Penelope should go back to her dad.
If she wants to get remarried.
Yeah, which is a pretty big decision. And most importantly, she tells him to go on a journey.
And find out about his dad.
That's right.
I love that.
Mm.
And Telemachus, he was hesitant at first.
Well, yeah, he's young.
But then, after talking to Athena, he suddenly has all this purpose.
She really brought out the hero in him.
She did. This transformation is so interesting. We even see it when the bard Phemius starts to sing about the Trojan War.
Penelope gets really upset when she hears that song.
Understandably so.
Oh, of course. But Telemachus, he tells the bard to keep singing.
He's all about freedom of expression.
He is, but then he tells everyone that he's the one in charge now.
Taking charge.
Yeah, he's really defending his family and his home.
Against these rude suitors.
I know, right? But that's not all.
No. What else happens?
Zeus sends these two eagles as a sign.
Wow, what kind of sign?
A sign that Odysseus is coming home soon.
Really?
Yeah, and also a sign of trouble for the suitors.
Oh no. So what do?
Well, Halitherses interprets the eagles and, warns the suitor.
That'll stop them.
Nope, especially Eurymachus.
He's so arrogant.
He is. But while all that's happening, Telemachus starts getting ready for his own trip.
Guided by Athena.
That's right. He gets supplies and a crew, but he's being secretive about it.
Trying to keep it on the down low.
Yeah, he doesn't want anyone to stop him. And of course, Athena gets him a ship.
She really takes care of him.
She does. She gives him her blessing, and he sets sail for Pylos.
Wow, I wonder what's going to happen. This is so exciting.
It is!
Well, we're going to take a quick break and be back soon to continue our deep dive into the Odyssey. Welcome back to the deep dive. So, Telemachus and Athena, they just sailed to Pylos
Yeah.
to see King Nestor.
Who is famous for his wisdom.
He is. And you won't believe what happens when they arrive.
What happens?
There's this giant sacrifice happening.
A sacrifice.
Yeah, to Poseidon. Hundreds of bulls, like 9 different groups of people.
Wow, that's huge.
It's massive. It shows how important religion was to the ancient Greeks.
And right in the middle of all of that, Nestor sees Telemachus and his friend.
He does.
Hmm.
And he's so welcoming to them.
Such a contrast to those awful suitors back in Ithaca.
I know, right? It's like a perfect example of how to treat your guests.
Yeah, the importance of hospitality. It's a big theme in the Odyssey. Definitely. And Nestor doesn't just feed them, He
Yeah.
wants to talk. And he encourages Telemachus to, share his story.
And Telemachus opens up to him.
Yeah. He asks about Odysseus. He's desperate for any information.
Wow, Telemachus is really coming into his own.
He is. He's not afraid to ask the tough questions.
That's what Hero does.
Exactly. And Nestor, well, he's happy to share what he knows.
What does he tell him?
He talks about the Trojan War.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the battles, the losses, the heroes who didn't make it back.
Like a history lesson straight from someone who was there.
I know, right? And through all of these stories, we see Odysseus in a new light.
How so?
Well, Nestor talks about how clever Odysseus was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how strategic he was. It confirms his reputation as this legendary figure.
I love that. But Nestor doesn't just talk about the good times.
Oh, no, he talks about the problems, too,
Is that some-
the conflicts that happened on the way home from Troy.
Oh, right. Like when Agamemnon got murdered by Aegisthus?
Exactly. It's a reminder that Ithaca might not be safe for Odysseus.
That's a chilling thought.
It is, but Nestor tells Telemachus not to worry too much.
He does.
Yeah, he encourages him to keep going.
To keep searching for answers.
Yeah, to go to Sparta and talk to Menelaus.
That's good advice. It seems like whenever Telemachus needs a boost,
Athena shows up.
she does. What does she do this time?
She appears as an eagle.
Whoa.
It's like a sign from the gods that everything is going to be okay.
That's reassuring.
It is. And Nestor, he's even more impressed with Telemachus after that.
So what does he do?
Well, he makes a sacrifice to Athena.
To thank her?
I think so. And then he blesses Telemachus as he leaves for Sparta.
With Nestor's son, Pisistratus.
That's right. Telemachus is getting all this help from mentors.
Both human and divine.
Exactly.
It's amazing, right?
It really is. I can't believe how much has happened already.
Me neither. Homer really packs a lot into these early chapters.
He does. There's so much action, so much character development, and the divine intervention keeps things interesting.
It definitely does. And all of this is setting us up for something big.
Oh, yeah. It's not just a physical journey for Telemachus.
And for Odysseus, if he ever makes it home.
Definitely. It's about transformation, too.
Absolutely. And we know that Menelaus was the last Greek hero to get back from Troy.
So if anyone knows what happened to Odysseus,
It's him?
probably. But think about this. How are all of these different places, Ithaca, Pylos, and Sparta?
How did they affect the story?
That's a great question. Keep that in mind as we head to Sparta in the next part of our deep dive.
We'll be right back to uncover what awaits Telemachus in Sparta. Welcome back to the deep dive. Remember how we were talking about, how all these different places affect the story?
Yeah, the setting. It's important.
It really is. And Sparta, oh man, it's a total change of pace from Pylos.
For sure. When Telemachus gets there, there's this huge party going on.
A party?
Yeah, like a double wedding celebration.
Wow, that sounds fun.
I know, right? Totally different from what's happening back in Ithaca.
Right. With those suitors and all the tension.
Yeah, it shows how bad things are for Odysseus and his family.
And in the middle of all this celebrating, Menelaus sees Telemachus.
He does, and they have this really emotional reunion.
Oh, that's sweet.
It is. They were such good friends during the Trojan War,
Yeah, it shows how strong their bond is.
Even after all those years apart.
And then Helen walks in.
Oh, yeah. She recognizes Telemachus right away.
She does.
Uh-huh. She even remembers something specific about Odysseus from the war.
Wow, she's got a good memory.
She does, and it shows that, she's not just this beautiful woman.
Right. She's smart and observant.
Exactly. And then she does something really interesting.
What's that?
She offers everyone this special drink.
A drink. What kind of drink?
It's like a drug from Egypt that makes you forget your sadness.
Whoa, that's kind of crazy.
I know. It shows how people dealt with grief back then.
Yeah, and how much pain the Trojan War caused.
Definitely. So as they're all hanging out and eating,
Menelaus starts talking about his own adventures.
he does. He tells them about how he got stuck in Egypt.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, he met this sea god named Proteus.
Proteus.
Yeah, he can shapeshift. And Menelaus had to wrestle him to get information.
Wow, that's intense. What did Proteus tell him?
All kinds of things, like what happened to some of the other Greek heroes.
Oh, wow. Like Ajax.
Yeah, Ajax the Greater, he didn't make it home.
That's so sad.
It is. But the most important thing Proteus tells Menelaus is that Odysseus is alive.
He is.
Yeah. But he's being held captive by Calypso.
Wow, I bet Telemachus was relieved to hear that.
Oh, totally. It gives him so much hope.
And it makes him even more determined to bring Odysseus home.
Definitely. And Menelaus, he's such a good friend.
What does he do?
He offers to give Telemachus ships and supplies for his trip back to Ithaca.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is. But then we find out something pretty scary. The suitors, they found out that Telemachus left Ithaca, and they're planning to ambush him when he gets back.
That's terrifying.
It is. Things just got a lot more dangerous.
So much for a happy homecoming.
I know, right? But that's how Homer keeps us on the edge of our seats.
It definitely works.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into these early chapters...
You've seen Telemachus go through so much.
He has. He's not that scared kid anymore.
He's a leader now.
Totally. He's learned so much, and he's ready to fight for his family.
But he's still got a long way to go.
He does. And it makes you wonder, what's going to happen to Odysseus when he finally gets home?
That's a good question. It seems like he's going to face some of the same challenges as Telemachus.
Maybe even worse?
I guess we'll have to keep reading to find out.
Exactly.
And we'll be back soon to explore Odysseus' journey home. It's going to be epic.
Can't wait.
Thanks for listening to the Deep Dive Literature Podcast.